Yes, so we've just had the Prince of Wales deliver the Queen's speech, the first time he's done that. Her Majesty twice before didn't deliver the Queen's speech, but on those two occasions, in 1959 and 1963, it was delivered by the Lord Chancellor. Rather than have Dominic Raab do it, it was fitting, I think, in the circumstances for the Prince of Wales to do it. The crown has now been lifted again by the Lord Great Chamberlain, the Marquess of Cholmondeley, and he's being led now by the Duke of Norfolk, the Earl Marshal, who's in charge of coronations and state funerals on the opening of Parliament, and it's being processed out, accompanied by the Cap of Maintenance, which is a status of honour, and by the Sword of State, which dates back to King James II's coronation of 1685. And behind them come, of course, the dignitaries, as you've said, the Duchess of Cornwall, Prince William, who was in mourning dress, wearing his Golden and Diamond Jubilee medals. The Prince of Wales was wearing his naval uniform with the Order of the Thistle and the collar of the Order of the Garter. And the MPs are now proceeding out of the House of Lords, and they're going to make their way back to the chamber. And there's a little bit of hopefully an amusing couple of speeches. There's an honourable address, which is the custom of the day after these speeches, delivered by two government backbench MPs, one usually a veteran, one more newish. They try to make it entertaining, but after that you'll have the Leader of the Opposition delivering his verdict on the Queen's speech, and this is why he's called the Leader of Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition, because he's criticising the Queen's speech, but he's doing it from a position of loyalty.
No, absolutely, yes, indeed. And, I mean, it's a fantastic ceremony there. One of the great things about Britain, really, is this kind of stuff, right? You see these, we do it, I think, better than anyone else. So they're going to sashay their way back into the Commons now, as you said. And so, quite amusing speeches are we hoping for, or what? I mean, they've got quite a lot of material at the moment, to be fair.
Quite a lot of material. I'm not sure whether Garden Gates will come into it, but certainly, it depends on who's being chosen this time around, because it's an honour to be selected.
What do you think will be, going through Prince Charles's head right now? Obviously, quite a sad moment for him because, that's his mother. We know her as a queen, but that's his mother and, she's getting very old and he will be thinking, I would assume, about how he needs to step up now in his role we go forward.
But he'll be very happy to. As I said earlier, he's had the longest apprenticeship in history, and certainly I think it's only right and fitting that he take more of an active role to basically perform the functions and duties which he will perform eventually till the end of his life. And I think this is a very appropriate time for him to take up that mantle, because this is the great set piece of the year. This is one of the great ceremonies we have in our Constitution.
Yeah, in a way, do you think Prince Charles is better placed now to become king than maybe he was a few years ago? It strikes me, you may disagree, it strikes me that he's got a bit more popular the older he's got, I think, with the general British public. What do you think?
I think so too, and I think that the Duchess of Cornwall has increased her approval rating in the country quite justly, because I think she's an absolutely terrific woman. Anybody who's met her knows how down-to-earth she is, what a great sense of humour she is, and how easy she is to get along with, no airs or graces. And I think as people have got to know her more, they've begun to realise that she is exactly what Prince Charles needs. She's the ideal consort and the ideal future queen.